And we continue right here live on Pittsburgh CW. A program note for you. Even though the Steelers game on Sunday is on Fox, we will be on afterwards right here on CW with our Extra Point Show provided to you by Xfinity. Chris Oak and I will have Mike Tomlin's press conference, Ben Roethlisberger press conference, player interviews, and analysis. So tune in right after the game Sunday, Steelers and Falcons. Let's go to line 2. That's David in Finleyville. David, welcome to the program.
Hi, Bob. How are you tonight?
Good, thank you.
All right, thanks for taking my call. I want yours and Paul's opinion. What you've seen the Steelers this year, do you guys have any confidence in them making the playoffs this year at all? I'll hang up and listen to you.
Yeah, I still do. I still think they have too much talent not to, but I wouldn't be, if this continues early on, the only thing I'll say about that is their schedule is tough, very tough. Tougher than anyone else in their division. They're the only ones that has New England. They have a slew of great quarterbacks, and if this defense doesn't get better, and Paul, it has to get better by each individual player because there's nobody out there who's going to come in.
No. And I think the other thing is if you look at the defense, there's no playmakers on that. I mean, real playmakers on that defense. That's a problem. I mean, I think the big thing is it comes down to, does Ben Roethlisberger play well every week? If he doesn't play well, they have no shot because they're not shutting anybody out. They're not shutting anybody down. We picked this team to win and get to the playoffs based on the power of their offense. Well, there's one guy that's in control of the offense there. He's not on the same page with his receiver right now, but either way, they've got a lot of talent on that side of the ball. You figure at some point they're going to figure it out. You just hope it's not too late.
Yeah, big game coming up. Atlanta, they're struggling too. 1-3, they need to win badly, and they have a lot of injuries to their defense. But Matt Ryan set a record. Never before as a quarterback in back-to-back games passed for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks, and lost both of those games. But that's exactly what happened. Let's go to John, who joins us in Castle Shannon. Hey, John, welcome to the Sports Call.
Hey, Bob, how are you, sir?
Good, thanks for calling, John.
You're looking awfully dapper, and Paul, you're the best guy down there at the PG.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Bob, I just wanted to say, do you think Lev Bell will make a difference
yes.
when he comes back?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, how do you not? To me, he gives you, even if the production, like last year, people go back to the yards per carry. What he does, though, John, is he gives you a mismatch problem that you have to account for if you're a defense. Without him in there, I think it makes it a little bit easier for defenses. And when you're double-teaming Antonio Brown, you better expect Juju Smith-Schuster, tight ends, anyone else to step up. And if they don't consistently, then you got some problems there. Thanks for the call. Paul, your take.
No, I agree. I mean, I think, really what it comes down to is when you have Le'Veon Bell on your team, you're much more dangerous. Teams have to worry much more about what he does out of the backfield, everything else. Look, you're taking a superstar out of your lineup. I don't care what the situation is. You're not going to be better.
No. And right now they're not. They need to get better. Let's go to Brad in Saxonburg. Hey, Brad, what's up?
Hey, Bob. How you doing? Real quick, did you think the Tom Wilson suspension was enough? And it also would have been nice to see him if they had made him sit for the night they lowered the banner. But I had one main question for you. Whenever they traded Ryan Reeves, because after Brad Marchand came and attacked the One Capital for
yeah, he should have been suspended for that too, by the way.
We talked about Ryan Reeves one time, and you said that the Penguins, I think it was you that said it, Bob, that the Penguins want to try to be above that and don't want to kind of have to carry a guy like him to fight and stuff, because I think you mentioned the Penguins wanted to be.
Well, they weren't going to play him. Thanks for the call. The Penguins, Mike Sullivan did not want to give him the minutes that he wanted, and I think if you saw him last year in the playoffs with Vegas, he got more minutes and he was a factor on their fourth line. With regard to Tom Wilson, Paul, I don't know how you feel about this. I thought that was a good call by the league. The NHLPA is now going to appeal that. They think it's brutally too much. Hey, the guy's had 4 suspensions in the last calendar year.
Right.
You have to stop it somewhere, and if he doesn't get it, you have to get it for him.
Absolutely, and I think, people always get upset when the Players Association appeals these things. That's their job. That's what they do. I'm sure if you ask them in a corner, some of the guys that are the leadership, yeah, they probably say, yeah, it probably is an appropriate suspension. But they've got to do it because that's what I agree with you. I mean, hopefully now 20 games he learns his lesson. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But hopefully he learns his lesson.
Brad Marchand, by the way, cheap shot. Lars Eller doesn't fight. He cheap shotted in, and he should have been suspended, in my opinion. He's the same kind of player. We'll be back with more right after this on Pittsburgh CW.